Welcome back to the casting couch. Nice to see you all again. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight we're going to talk about demersal open season and a bit of general fishing offshore in the Geographic Bay, Bunbury sort of region. If you're like me, I'm only fishing out of a small boat, so storage options are minimal. So that means I can't take too many outfits. The tackle I take out there is a little limited. So what I've sort of done is made a selection of 4 outfits that will fish in a multitude of different ways, locations, and for different target species. So this is a kind of a 4 must-have if you want to maximize your captures and also be able to target the vast range of species that are available offshore in Bunbury. What I'll do, I might start from the light tackle end of things, and this is probably the one that sort of is the most underrated but can be the most cost effective. So what I have put together is a relatively cost effective combo. The boys were laughing at me because we've got lots of great tackle in the shop, but I've opted for one of our more entry level rods. I've gone for a 4 to 8 kilo Vexed in Zoomer. These things are awesome. They sell for, you know, less than $100, and I've paired it up with what in my opinion is one of the best compact value for money reels, the Shimano Sedona in a 3000 size. So the way I would fish this is I'd spool it up with say 10 to 12 pound braid, run something like anywhere between a 12, 14, 20 pound fluorocarbon leader, and this little guy will either live, you know, in the rocket launcher, in the gunnel, and be rigged up with a little fast lock snap swivel, a bit like these Ocean Legacy snap swivels in a smaller size, appropriate to the line class, and it will do a few different things for me. So what I've done is got a selection of lures and techniques that we'll use with that light tackle outfit. The Humble Slug, got a Samaki Torpedo V2 in a white bait color. These things will catch everything from herring and tailor trawling out of the cut. You'll get your tuna if you see them popping up, even jig them off the bottom over the artificial reef and catch skippy, all that sort of good stuff. If you're down Port Geograph and you know, just floating around doing a bit of squidding, go over a sand hole, you can drop one of the Vexed bottom meat juniors or micro meats, chase some King George or lovely sand whiting. As well, another great Vexed product and really, you know, versatile for both jigging, casting. You can treat these a bit like a soft plastic. The Vexed Buckaboo jigs, they're a feather jig. You can, I've had a lot of success with the southern bluefin tuna on those, both casting and trolling them. And of course, you can't forget the Humble Squid jig. I've never got one of these too far away, even when I'm way offshore chasing big Jews and things like that. Often we'll get a squid or a cuttlefish follow our bait up or jig, and we'll have these sort of ready to attach to that light outfit and pitch out at a moment's notice if we see a squid coming up. That provides both fresh bait and some awesome tucker. So stepping up from there, we've got our medium tackle. So medium tackle we'll sort of say is that kind of PE 2 to 3 sort of space, and I've prepared 2 outfits. One I feel is probably a little more versatile than the other, and one is a little more specified for technique. But the first I'll go is a spinning outfit. So we've got the Shimano Grappler Type C. This is a 7-foot model with rated to PE3, and on it I've matched up the all new Shimano Stratic Saltwater Series 6000 PG. And that's right, I said 6000 as a PG. Shimano haven't done a 6000 power geared reel in such a long time. Previously their Saragosas and the Twin Powers were either in a HG or an XG sort of model. So the fact this is a PG makes it perfect for that bottom fishing, any sort of torque driven fishing where you're having to extract big things off the bottom, where you don't need that extra gear ratio. Cool thing about this outfit sort of being 7 foot is you can troll, you can cast, you can jig off the bottom with this. This will do a bit of everything. I've opted for the Grappler because I love the fact that it's got a full EVA butt section. This makes this little outfit perfect to fish with my bud Rodney rod holder. So this guy always sits out the back, and you know, when we're drifting around chasing dewies, I'll often pitch that out first with something like a soft plastic. These wave minnows are going to be absolutely deadly on snapper. The action on these are amazing. So just a sort of medium to lightly weighted jig head, depending on depth, just sort of floating around, sooting around, will often get the bite from the big red. So that'll be an awesome option. If you're a bit deeper and want to sort of do a bit of jigging or bottom fishing with that, you could go to an elevator style jig head and fish one of the new Daiwa Bait Junkie prawns. Amazing. They have a real whip tail action, and the little legs, just, you can see them going in the packet from here. They're going to pick up slob dews, no worries. If you're sort of trolling along a reef somewhere like the Bovards, don't be afraid to throw, you know, a little medium size 120, 140 mil shallow diver out the back. You could pick up anything: sambos, yellowtail kingfish, skippy, all sorts, even southern bluefin tuna. The Shimano Flash Boost divers are fantastic for that. May want to upgrade the trebles a little bit, but these are going to be deadly. And for those that are liking their inshore anchor and burley stuff, this rod is absolutely perfect for casting a floater. The old humble pilly on a set of snells, pitched out unweighted or ever so slightly weighted, depending on conditions, will get the bite from the old snap dog. That's sort of your inshore lighter medium tackle. Other option we've got sort of around that PE 2-3 space that I've put together is a slow jigging outfit. So probably, in my opinion, one of the best value for money options in the jigging space at the moment is the Ocean's Legacy Slow Element series, and I've paired that up with the Shimano Oshia Jigger 1500 HG. It's amazingly compact, light in hand. You could fish this all day. Mainly designed for slow pitching jigs. The taper on this is nice and soft, so each quarter turn of the handle is going to load and help pitch those jigs nicely. So if you're fishing a slow pitch style of jig like their Roven series, that'll just dance and track the bite from any willing demersal or pelagic for that matter that you could think of. Another underrated way of fishing these is out a bit deeper. If you're wanting to chase King George on some of your jewfish lumps in the 30, 40, 50 metre range, you could run the Vexed micro meats. So on that lighter line, you could fish the bottom with these with a strip of squid, and you know, the slow action of these allow for a bit of sensitivity, but also with the softer mouth fish, the softness will help keep the hooks embedded. Finally, for those that like to go deep and chase the big dogs, I've put together probably, in my opinion, one of the most badass bottom fishing combos you can think of. Again, I'm tending to favour Shimano a bit tonight. Don't worry, Daiwa, I still like you, but in my opinion, these are just phenomenal. We've got the Shimano Oshia Jigger 2500 LD. Look at the size of that power handle. This thing is just made to just rip lips. You've got to be careful with this thing, because if you hook the plug, you might pull it and drain water out of the ocean. It's got 20 kilos of drag. Gone for the HG, 116, 120 odd centimeters of line per crank of the handle. This thing is seriously badass. With that, I've matched up with a deep element. So depending on your line class, we'll refer to the rod choice that you make. I think 50, 60 pound or a P5-6 would be ample, and then you're going to fit a stack of line on this, and you can go all the way out from chasing your jewfish in the 20s to harpooka, bass, grey band, all that stuff right out on the shelf. A couple of different ways you could fish this best. You know, if you like the old school, you know, the old single dropper paternoster for our West Coast region, big old sinker. It's not going to worry this rod at all, and the reel's going to have the pulling power you need to extract those big stripey-eyed sea perch. Probably the flavour when it comes to chasing dewies and big bottom fish at the moment is the Vexed bottom meat. They need no introduction. They fish extremely well, and it'll allow you to fish a little lighter, and you'll fatigue less fishing these. They catch themselves, and again, you can even chuck this guy in Rodney rod holder and it'll catch. For those wanting to do a bit of artificial fishing, Squidtrex in a 170. So for out a bit deeper, these just rocket to the bottom, and they've got a crazy vibing action. What I've found with these is you want a little bit of a stiffer rod. So for this particular model, I've gone for a P6 version, so it does have the stiffness to set the hook. So if a big Jew comes and swallows this guy, you've got the stiffness in this sort of bottom 2/3 of the rod to really bury that hook, because with this you're pulling the weight of the jig as well as trying to set the hook, so you do need a bit of a stiffer rod. So I have seen a few crew running slow pitch rods on them. It'll work, but you're going to lose a few fish. So run stiffer rods on the Squidtrex is a little bit of a tip, folks. Outside of that, there's plenty of other tackle and tactics you can use when you're heading offshore locally, but come in store. We're always open to have a chat, and we're always here to help out. Everyone's got a different situation. Everyone's got a different budget, setup. Guys, girls, families, we can cater to you all and make sure you're catching fish. Till next time, thanks for tuning into the Casting Couch. Catch you soon.